How's it going, folks? Jeremy Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel for another weekend MMO news drop. Lots of good news to get through, so grab a drink and let's begin with The Elder Scrolls Online. ZeniMax has officially concluded its preview livestream of Update 25, the Harrowstorm Dungeon DLC, and while there's plenty of good info and lore bits dropped about the upcoming dungeon and story, the most important bit of info we know is that the DLC will launch on February 24th for the PC and March 10th for consoles. As for the DLC itself, players will investigate mysterious storms plaguing the Sea of Ghosts and must find a lost expedition. And you will be reunited with Lyris Titanborn in this DLC as well. Expect new gear like the Titanborn Strength Medium Armor Set and other collectibles to earn. Don't forget that Update 25 comes with performance improvements and a full re-download of ESO, which is mandatory. Up next, Final Fantasy XIV and its dev team has revealed the final bits and pieces of details about the upcoming content found in patch 5.2, Echoes of a Fallen Star, which also has an official release date now, arriving on Tuesday, February 18th. The update has its official trailer, and for a quick recap, the main scenario quest continues the Shadowbringers narrative as the Warrior of Darkness and the Scions are itching for a way to get back home to continue the fight. Elsewhere in the new Eden's Verse raid, we'll learn all about the new character of Gaia, and Eden's Verse comes with normal and savage difficulties. Another interesting feature is the new Resistance Weapon Quest series, in which this patch onward, players can obtain powerful equipment as they learn more about the Hrothgar homeland. We've been told it's very similar to the relic quests of the past. Patch 5.2 does come with tons of other stuff that we've already covered in the last couple of weeks, so now the only thing to do is prepare for its arrival. ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2 has put out an official 2020 timeline of its plans for in-game content this past week. Content design lead Andrew Gray took to the forums to share the news, and here are some key highlights. First of all, Visions of the Past, which is a new type of content, will be releasing before Episode 3 of the Iceboot Saga, and we'll learn more about it at PAX East later this month. Episode 3 and 4, on the other hand, will feature a brand new map that has a world versus world push and pull feel about it, and the one thing they strived to create was a huge sense of replayability for the next couple of episodes on that map. On the topic of fractals, we've been assured that they are not dead and that a new one is in the works, with the challenge mode included, so that leaves us with raids. According to ArenaNet, Guild Wars 2's raids attract a very small audience, and what they're trying to do is to get more players interested in them. And the strike missions are one way they're accomplishing this. Strike missions are getting harder, and the studio hopes that players will slowly transition to raids after getting a small taste. It's vague, but they're pretty much trying to say that they probably won't spend time and money to develop new raids until the interest increases significantly, and they'll focus on strike missions for the time being, but I could be wrong. Either way, this is good open communication from the studio, and I'd love to get one of these updates every month. The other thing Guild Wars 2 shared is their upcoming Global Balance patch preview, and I'll link both this and the roadmap down below, so be sure to check out the nerfs and buffs. Phantasy Star Online 2 has started its closed beta test in North America for the Xbox One, and according to its publishers, more players will be able to play the game on the PC in the near future. Sources are reporting that via the game's online manual, which is still a work-in-progress document, it stated instructions on how to launch the game on Steam. This could imply that either the game will be coming to Steam, which will be huge but very unlikely, or it's detailing how to launch the game client if it's already installed through a different app like the Microsoft Store. Either way, until it's officially confirmed, we can only wait. More news now about Bandai Namco's anime MMORPG Blue Protocol, and to add on to rumors that an English version is on the way, late this week the studio put out a developer update video that shared information about an upcoming closed beta test taking place in Japan. That will happen sometime in March, and registration starts on February 12th, with 50,000 player invites to be handed out. Now, it won't have an NDA, so that means those that are outside of Japan with no access can watch gameplay videos and all that jazz. I'll post links to the stream and translated info down below. Onward to Camelot Unchained. Last weekend, City State Entertainment got a lot of backlash for announcing a second game in development known as Final Stand Ragnarok, an online PvE game that will serve as a testing ground for the RVR MMORPG. This past week, studio lead Mark Jacobs tried to make amends with the Camelot Unchained community by hosting a live stream after a mass email apology which went out to backers that talked about everything that's been worked on for CU. We got a 90-day roadmap, some gameplay of sieges, and backers were invited to test, and on top of that, information that visual improvements are being made using the new engine tech that we've been seeing in Ragnarok. It's a start, and I'll post a full stream down below. For those that didn't know, ArcheAge and ArcheAge Unchained have been giving out free daily gifts to players, which ends on the 20th and 13th respectively. By simply logging in daily and heading to the marketplace, you can pick up some decent stuff, especially if you're leveling a new character or an alt. The goodies include potions like a garden elixir, honor point boosts, and even a day Redwood Roadster card that lasts for 15 days. Over on Blade and Soul, NCSoft has announced a new update titled Shroud of the Assassin, which arrives on February 19th. It features the new third specialization for the Assassin class, available for level 55 players and up, in addition to the Blade and Soulmate Valentine's Day event that runs until March 25th. All classes can exchange existing soul badges for a limited time, and there will be special free gifts for your new Assassin characters. Dragon Raja, the futuristic open-world mobile MMORPG, has an official global launch date for both iOS and Android, and it's coming on February 27th. The game will be available in North America, South America, EU, the Middle East, and Africa, free to play with pre-registrations already live, and has racked up over 1.5 million pre-registers to date. We also got more details about this urban cyberpunk game, like it has a realistic collision physics system which makes gameplay engaging, on top of PvP battles capable of supporting 100 players simultaneously. Blast Unleashed doesn't have an official launch date yet, but it surprisingly has already released its post-launch roadmap that contains a list of content that will be coming in the later half of 2020. From May this year onward, players can expect a decent chunk of new things to do, from new skills, PvE modes, quests, events, and dungeons, but without elaboration at this point, and there's no correlation that some of the things mentioned have been used before for the now dead Blast Online. Either way, Round 8 Studio and Bandai Namco are taking a more open approach with these things than NeoWiz did in the past, but most importantly will be the game's reception and reviews at launch, whenever that happens. And last but not least for this week, in the not-so-MMORPG section, Bethesda has announced that Fallout 76 will be launching on Steam this April on the 7th, alongside its big human NPC expansion known as Wastelanders. The update revamps the original main quest line, adds a new faction-based main quest, and really, now with all the questing from NPCs involved, could possibly make the game feel closer to an online RPG than it was before. The question is, will players give it another chance if they already own it? Or if they don't, will they buy it now at full price? Hey, if you played it before, feel free to share your thoughts. And that's all I've got for now, folks. If there's news for a game you play, or if you have news tips to share, do so in the comments down below. Hit the like button for more news drops, and if you're new here on the channel, hit that subscribe button with the bell icon to never miss an upload. Once again, I'm Adrian, and I thank you for watching.